Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the GSkill BT, and for today what I have here is Kholat. So Kholat is a game developed by, a developer team called EMGN Pro, and they are using Unreal Engine 4, okay? So let's take a look on the settings. So the settings that I'm using probably will shock some people. I'm using 1080p with the resolution scaling set to 83%. This is pretty much the same thing as playing with the resolution set to 1080p, but the game is getting rendered to 900p and then upscaled to 1080p. I know that many people won't be liking this, but I also have alternatives with the same frame rate, okay? So don't worry, if you want to play with native 1080p, there is no problem. But this is the settings that I decided for me that were the best: 83% resolution scaling, textures on high, temporal anti-aliasing, and actual ambient occlusion are some of the advantages of using this setting but losing on the resolution, okay? But anyway, if you want to enjoy with the native 1080p, you can still play the game on median. You get a little bit worse textures. To be honest, I don't even notice the difference. Okay, the anti-aliasing it is set to FXAA, which is very different from TAA, but I believe that most of the people will prefer to use the FXAA because it's much more crisp, and the TAA in this game is very unfocused, so even I had a little bit trouble to get adapted with TAA, but I like so much TAA that I just decided to use it and use a lower resolution. But if you go with the median, you kind of lose the ambient occlusion too, so it's your decision. As you can see on the graphic, the difference between the median settings and the 83% median high in the frame rate is pretty much the same thing, the frame rate that you get with both settings. If you go with the high settings or the epic settings, the frame rate is not that bad, but you are going to find that the game spends a lot of its time below the 30 frames per second. And if you decide to go with the both settings, you get an experience above the 30 frames per second, which is pretty good, but I was avoiding to go with both settings. And Kholat, it's one of those games that seems like a walking simulator, so I think we can kind of accept the fact that the game sometimes goes under 30 frames per second. Anyway, the place that I did use to benchmark, it was the very beginning of the game, which is essentially what you are going to see in here. This is the very beginning. There is a very big forest, and that seems to be pretty much the most demanding thing that I tried of the game. I didn't play too much of the game, but I understood that this very beginning area, it is more demanding than the scenario where we are going to in the game in the next 5 minutes, not even so. In the next minute you will see that you will get to a new environment that it's completely different than this, okay, and it is much less demanding, okay. That's overall the thing. So like I was telling you, Kholat, I'm not really sure what type of game is this. I had requested the game for the developers. I could have brought this game sooner because this game was on an humble bundle before by $1, so it was dirty cheap, and I actually didn't brought that on that humble bundle. But I know that most of the people already have this game, probably because of Humble Bundle. But Kholat, it's, as far as I noticed, it seems like a walking simulator where you need to uncover things. But reading some reviews on Steam actually got a little bit me surprised, because some people say that we could die by other enemies, and I haven't seen any enemy, but as far as I know, you are not going to kill them, because it seems like this is, if there are enemies, it's a little bit like Outlast style where you need to hide. But it makes me think, because the next scenario that you are going to see in less than 1 minute, it's a little bit weird. How can I hide from enemies in that scenario? So this is the new scenario, as you can see. As soon as you get out of the forest, you get in this strange and supernatural environments. It's not supernatural, this is normal. The game seems to rely a lot on coordination and navigation, so you need to know where you are going. You have kind of a compass, and you have some coordinates on the corner of the map, which seems that it is where you need to go. And So this is all that you have to coordinate. This is not going to help you at all. So you have a kind of a mark of a campfire. Every time you discover a node or a special thing, it is marked on the map, but you don't have like an arrow showing where you are, so you need to unshit yourself. This is how Portuguese say to... So it means that you need to discover the things by yourself, okay guys? So I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to leave you here with the rest of the video. So if you want to check a little bit of more gameplay of the game, just stay with the video. I'm just going to shut up. So guys, thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
I set out the moment I heard about the incident. I was in the area, so I reported to the unit myself to be... the first bodies by the pine trees. A makeshift campfire suggested they tried to warm up. The bodies were only in underwear. I decided to thoroughly search the area between the tent and the tree line.